name's Lori Boardman. Welcome to my kitchen in Southeast Missouri for week 3 of the Real Women of Philadelphia cream cheese cooking contest. This week I'm going to prepare for you an entree that is grilled pork chops with a horseradish cream cheese cranberry sauce. And it's a sweet, tangy sauce that's a real compliment to the pork. It's a good use of the cream cheese. It's a little bit different. I think you'll like it. I hope you try it. So let's get started. I'm going to prepare for you. The recipe makes 4 boneless pork chops. I've already cooked 2 in an effort to save time for the video, but I'll show you on the other 2 how I prepared them. These are, again, they're boneless. They're about a 1/4 inch thick. I'm just taking some stone ground mustard. You can find this at any grocery store. This is a good complement. I like to grill with stone ground mustard and pork. Regardless of what sauce I'm going to do, I think it complements the pork. And in this case, it works really well with the cranberry sauce and the horseradish. So we're going to brush both sides down. Then we're going to give them just a pinch of salt. A couple of twists of fresh ground pepper. I'm going to drizzle it with a little olive oil. And we're ready to grill. Now here in Southeast Missouri, spring has not quite sprung yet. So we don't have our outside grill up and ready for the season yet. But if you do, these will work for you outside. This is just a basic grilled pork chop. Another thing you can do if you have a grill pan, just want to do this on top of your stove, this will work for that as well. I've preheated my grill. It's a nice sizzle. One important thing you're going to look for on these chops, you want to make sure that you get a lot of color. I like to crisscross them, turn them on the grill so you get some good color to those. The sauce itself does not have a lot of color to it, so it's going to be real important that you brown your meat off well. Another thing that's real important for you to have when you're dealing with raw meat, have a good meat thermometer. It will tell you on the side the recommended cooking temperatures. In this case, it has 170 degrees for well done pork. Now that might be a little bit too done for you and your family. These are boneless pork chops. They are thin. They will dry out quickly. So again, just be careful. Use some common sense when cooking the meat. And just make sure you do have a meat thermometer. And again, as I said earlier, I've cooked a couple off in an effort to save time, but you can see with your grill preheated, these start to cook fairly quickly. And I'm just going to turn these back and forth a couple of times until I get some color. Now, let's start with the star of the show, Philadelphia cream cheese and the sauce. So I have in a saucepan here a 1/4 cup of Philadelphia cream cheese that I've had over medium heat to start to melt it. You've seen me do this in an earlier recipe. I think chicken broth is just a good way to thin down the cream cheese. It complements the flavor. This is going to go well with your pork. And it just lets everything start to come together to make just a really luscious sauce that I think your family will enjoy. All you have to do with this sauce is just get the cream cheese melted. And as it starts to melt, we're going to add our flavors. So we're going to put in 2 tablespoons, again this is 4 ounces of Philadelphia cream cheese. We're going to put in 2 tablespoons of whole berry cranberry sauce. I like the whole berry sauce for this recipe because it gives the sauce a good texture. So that's 2 tablespoons. Now the horseradish, and the Boardman household, we are big fans of horseradish. We use it in a lot of recipes. If you're not a family that uses horseradish a lot, you might start with just 1 teaspoon of horseradish, add it to the sauce, taste it, see what you think. The thing about horseradish is once you put it in, you can't take it back, and it will get very tangy on you very quickly. But again, I'm going to go ahead and put in 2 teaspoons of horseradish sauce because we are big fans here at the Boardman household. But again, it'll just be to your flavor liking, so be sure and just test that out. With any sauce, I always think salt is a good binder, so I'm going to put a pinch of salt in here just to have everything come together well. And just like with the horseradish sauce, we're big fans of black pepper. So I'm going to put a little bit of black pepper in the sauce as well. we're going to combine this well. Now, because I had preheated this before we started filming the video, this came together quicker than it would if you were starting it from scratch. But now this is a quick sauce. It's going to take less than 7 or 8 minutes for this to come together. And don't walk off and leave it, because you've got that chicken broth in there thinning down the cream cheese. But over a medium heat, that cream cheese will start to stick if you don't stay with it. So you can see here, this is our finished product. It is a pink looking sauce. That's another reason we talked about it being so important that you have some good color on your pork chops. Now I'm going to give you just a couple of ideas for plating. Swap out this spoon. This will be easier to work with. You want to get a good serving of the sauce down on your platter to give your pork chops just a bed to start your plating with. One reason I like the whole berry cranberry sauce is because it does still have some texture to it when it's done. So we're going to put that down. I told you earlier, cooked off a couple of pork chops for you. So we're going to plate those up, put them here in the sauce. Oops. Set it there. Now, this sauce is really good. We want to take advantage of it, so we're going to put a little through the center of the pork chop. And because I like for people to know what is involved in a recipe, I'm going to put just a touch of cranberry sauce on top of the sauce. Try to grab a couple of those whole berries. It's a nice presentation. It lets people know what's in the sauce. Then, just for a little bit of color, we're going to put some parsley down. Spread it around on the platter. Gives it a nice fresh look. That I think you'll enjoy it. And here is just some extra sauce that I had made earlier. Again, it's going to be depending on people's liking of the recipe and how much sauce they want, but this is going to make plenty for you to have extra. So I just put this out in a little serving dish so that people can add more as they want. And clean up just a little bit. I'm going to swap out a platter here that I made earlier. And again, you can see this recipe does make a serving of 4 pork chops. We've got 2 back here on the grill that aren't done yet. So here's our finished product. This is my version of mustard grilled pork chops with cranberry cream cheese horseradish sauce. I hope you try it. I hope you enjoy. Thanks.